continue our talk about grammar and the topic of personal pronouns. So let's just recap the four types of pronouns we talked about. The first one was subject pronouns: I, you, she, he, it, we, you, and they. Object pronouns: me, you, her, me, him, it, us, you, them. The real difference between these two types of pronouns is that subject pronouns can be used instead of subjects, where object pronouns are used instead of objects. Next, we talked about possessive pronouns and possessive adjectives. Basically, they're very similar. However, with possessive adjectives, we must add a noun after the possessive adjective. For example, my name. We cannot just say my and stop. We say my name, your name, his, her, its name, etc. Possessive pronouns, on the other hand, can stand on their own. We can end a sentence with a possessive pronoun. If someone asks you, whose pen is this, and you can say, it's mine. You don't need to say, it's mine pen. That would be grammatically incorrect. Today also we talked about pronouns and their antecedents. The antecedent of a pronoun is the word that the noun is used to refer to. So if I'm saying yesterday I met Omar. He was wearing glasses. He here is a pronoun, the subject pronoun, and the antecedent is Omar, because he as a pronoun, it refers back to Omar. Okay, and we already talked about that last session. Next, we introduced another type of pronouns, which is the reflexive and intensive pronouns. The four types we discussed before are called personal pronouns. They refer to the speaker or the one spoken to, subject and object respectively. However, a reflexive pronoun, on the other hand, refers to the subject of a sentence and functions as a complement or as an object of a preposition. For example, she bought herself a new dress. Another example, he finished the test by himself. We use a reflexive pronoun when the object of the sentence is the same as the subject. For example, Muhammad looked at the mirror. I personally look at the mirror and saw myself. When I look at the mirror, I see myself. Myself here is a reflexive pronoun. It refers back to the same speaker, to the same subject. Okay, so when the object and the subject are the same person, we use a reflexive pronoun. An intensive pronoun, which is the third type. An intensive pronoun is basically a reflexive pronoun. However, it has no grammatical function. It is used as emphasis. So it emphasizes its antecedent and has no grammatical function in the sentence. For example, they worked the puzzles themselves. In here, we could just end the sentence after the puzzle. However, we added the pronoun themselves as emphasis only. Let's now take some examples. In these examples, in exercise A, we're going to underline all the personal pronouns in the following sentences. Here we can have I. Let's underline it. I hope we can underline it. Yes, it's I. And you also should be underlined. And them. I here is a personal subject pronoun. That you here is a personal subject pronoun. For them is an object pronoun. It's an object of a preposition. Jared offered me a free ticket to his uncle's play. Of course, me is an object pronoun. I'm the receiver of the action, which is the verb, which is the offering. Jared is the subject. Here we have subject, Jared, verb offered, me, object pronoun. His uncle's play. His is a possessive adjective. Number 3, Mike and Zahra played their guitars, and then Ethel got her guitar and joined them. Yes, their guitars is a possessive adjective. Her guitar also is a possessive adjective, and them is an object pronoun. So that's it for today. Let's just recap. We revised the 4 types of pronouns we talked about, and we added 2 new types, which are the reflexive and intensive pronouns. Basically, there is no big difference between the usage of or the form of these 2, the reflexive and intensive pronouns, except that the intensive is only used for emphasis. It has no grammatical function, but the reflexive works when the object and the subject are the same person. So, for example, an example for the reflexive pronouns could be the dog is chasing its tail, okay, or the dog is chasing. Sorry, that's not a reflexive pronoun. The dog is chasing itself. Okay, if the dog is chasing itself, keeps spinning in circles. So the dog is both the subject and the object of this sentence. Thank you, class.